which evokes fear. Fragile means easily broken. How many have ever felt like that in the presence of God? I can be easily broken. Fragile means brittle. I learned that in school coming up in science class. Brittle. When you hit things together, the one that breaks faster is the more brittle. Brittle. Fragile means, or choice vessel, can be interpreted as an anointed instrument in the hand of a gracious God, which evokes being special, being set apart, being better than others. David, of any of God's chosen vessels, was a conundrum of a character. I want you to travel with me just for a few minutes. Let's talk about David and we're going to close. His life is a litany of all the good and all the possibly bad that could happen to one while still being called of God. Y'all know that? You can be called and go through some stuff. You can be called and called wonderful in one breath and horrible in the next breath and still be called. I ain't talking about people that think they call. I'm talking about people that are called. I ain't talking about people that's parading around because they could sing, or play an instrument, or say cute rhymes in sermons, and everybody, man, he slayed it. They laid us out. My God. Come on. I'm talking about folk that really chosen. I'm talking about folk that's like David, where the prophet shows up to your house, hallelujah, and the prophet is convinced that it ain't you. I'm talking about, watch this, when we read the story of David, we don't know David's name until about verse 16. Y'all missed it. He was called before he had a name. Somebody here waiting for your name to go up in lights, waiting for your name to be announced. God said, go to Jesse's house. I found a replacement in Jesse's house. You might be only known by who you're associated with. And Jesse is something when God says go to Jesse's house and Jesse ain't thinking about you. Jesse brought 7 sons. Then when the prophet said, wait, this all? Jesse said, there's another one, but it can't be. It can't be him. Y'all miss it right there. When God chooses you, it don't matter who don't think you qualify. I don't care who's in charge. Right. I don't care who has to sign the dotted line. Because he was still a ward of his father. You know, when your kids need to go on trips, you still got to sign the permission slip. Ain't there something when God said, I don't care if the one signing the permission slip don't think you qualified. I say you're qualified. Wow. And I'm going to force them to sign. Force them to sign the papers. When we meet David, in fact, we meet his character before we ever meet him. Gee, what are people saying about your character? See, that's where holiness starts. Holiness starts with your character. Oh God, who you are. Not what you've achieved, not what you've done, not what you've accomplished, but holiness starts right in here. Your heart. How do people really perceive you? Are you just an evil person? Are you just a cold-hearted person? Are you just a person that's always angry and evil, always cooking up strife and confusion? What kind of person are you? Or do they just know you as this shallow, outside individual? He always sharp, his beard always together, his haircut is always, his shoes is always looking good, but empty on the inside. Empty. You know people that get energy from tearing other people down. My God, they sit down. My God, they by themselves. I mean, they people watching. Look at her. She thinks she all that. Look at him. He thinks he all that. Look at them. My God. I wouldn't have dressed like that. I wouldn't have worn that. I wouldn't have put that on. And the crazy thing is we do it in the church. More than anywhere else. Because some of us ain't got no life, and we spend our lives studying other people's lives. If I was her, I wouldn't have done that with my hair. If I was him, I wouldn't have done that with my outfit. I wouldn't have done that. And God is saying, shut up! Wow. God says, shut up, that's why I ain't using you. That's why I ain't touching you. That's why I haven't moved you on the board yet. That's why you're still where you are. That's why you seen them show up and move to the front. I bless God. I ain't bragging or boasting, but I showed up at Love Fellowship with dreadlocks, smelling like weed. My eyes was probably red, but in a little while, God kept showing me a seat up there on the pulpit. That's for you. And I said, God, you lie. Not me. And I just humbled myself. And he moved me up. I got to the front row. And I still didn't have no offering or tithes to give. But God still kept saying, you're right on schedule. Oh, my. You're right on schedule. Because he said, you need to get you together. Stop worrying about other people. If you get you together, everything else will come together. And so, I was a very judgmental person. I keep it real. 1,000. I got to my sweet brothers in the church. That ain't my thing. I don't swing that way. That ain't my thing. I'm telling the truth now. I'm telling the truth. Folks saying, in order to minister of the gospel, you on the front row ain't got nothing to give. But God would grace the mothers to say, son, and squeeze some money in my hand. I said, go stand on that line. See, y'all missed it. The mothers, so when I go back to New York now, the mothers get mad if I don't acknowledge them. I mean, I got to acknowledge everyone. I got to hug every single one of the mothers. Say, praise the Lord. Because they remember. That's right. And they also remember the Sunday when Bishop said, I want to know who, I believe God got 5 people with $1,000, and I was the first one. Amen. You know how that is? Amen. Amen. The mothers are like, Jesus, look at my son. Huh? Because God says, if you humble yourself, I will exalt you in due season. Humble yourself. So I ain't got no time to be judging folk. I'm almost finished. We've made God's choice about the fickle, superficial things that people deem significant and spiritually substantive. We make the number of churches that we've had membership as some mark of religious prominence. Can I tell you a secret? Sometimes that's confusion. That's what that is. It is nothing to be like waving around. I've been a member of 10 churches. God don't really care about that. Have you been in relationship those 10 times with me? Or did you just have your name on the roll? He said, we made how much scripture someone can recite a measure of their spiritual status, but we fail to consider how much of those verses they've actually lived. God ain't studying how much of the 66 books you know. He's studying how much of the 66 you've lived. Glory to God. How have you walked through this life? God, watch this, confronts the prophet and the priest, and he tells him, and I'm writing now. He says, have you come? He said, why do you mourn over Saul? I've already chosen a replacement in Jesse's house. Your character goes before you. Watch this. God has already made a place for you. All the stuff you've gone through have prepared you for that place. Stop cursing the stuff you've gone through. The stuff you've gone through has qualified you and equipped you and made you right for the thing that where God is going to place you. And so the bear and the lion that attacked the sheep while David was out there watching the sheep prepared him for when he would run into Goliath. My God, him being out there taking care of quote unquote dumb sheep prepared him for when he would have to take care of a dumb nation. You got to understand, some stuff that you're calling menial right now is preparing you for major. And if you do good in the menial, when you get to the major, you will realize the connection. David realized, taking care of the sheep, he couldn't go to the sheep and have a debate. All right, sheep, what y'all want to do? Where y'all want to go? Where y'all want to go eat? Huh? As the shepherd, he had to have a keen enough eye, and he was in a position where he could see where the next meal is coming from and take them to the next meal. Bless the name of God. So he knew when the time comes for him to take over as king of Israel, that there would come a season when he had to be the one to decide where Israel was going to eat. And so you got to understand, what you're doing right now might seem like nothing. When I first came to South Carolina, and I had been teaching 10 years, and I thought I was somebody, and I had to shift down to a special needs class, and had to just feed kids. Show them how to put together puzzles. Help them to count 1 to 10. And I got 2 degrees. And I'm like, what in the world am I doing here? What am I doing here? Showing these kids. And the only acknowledgement I get is, and then years later, I'm driving down 2-Notch. And a car comes by. Hey, Mr. Harmon! The car slows up, come back. Hey, Mr. Harmon, I love you. One of my special needs babies. I said, what? She said, Mr. Harmon, this girl stay talking about you. This is years. I haven't seen this little girl in years. We were at the graduation Saturday. Another little one. I walked over to the mama and I said, he doesn't remember me, but I was one of the assistant principals at Brandon when he was there. She said, yeah. He said, Mr. Harmon. You don't know the impression in the things that you call simple that you're doing right now that's really setting you up for later on. The only reason those babies can call me out in the street is because they knew I wasn't big. I wasn't full of myself. I got down on the ground in the classroom with them. I played in the playground with them. I teased them. I messed around with them. I pull their ears. I joked around with him. So now they say, oh, that's Mr. Harmon. He ain't nobody. Yeah, y'all miss it right there. Listen, when we get to be too much,
oh my.
That's when God said, I can't use them.
Oh my God.
They too much. They too grand.